Sail is a two-player game for ages 11 and up, with an average gameplay length of 20 minutes per scenario. Published by Allplay Games. Sail is a follow-suit trick-taking game with multiple scenarios, where players will try to read their partners and play cards in an attempt to move the ship to the goal. Each round will have a lead player play a card, and then the other player will follow with the matching suit or color in this instance. If the player's symbols match a combo, such as a pair of ship wheels, they will move the ship one space forward towards the player that won the trick, identified by the highest number. If there are no matching symbol combos, the ship remains idle and the trick is still scored. Continue this way till a single player has won 4 tricks, then the round ends. There are several ways to lose, but only one way to win, and that is by getting to the goal. Now to set up the game. You will connect the boards together to make a single-lined map. Be sure the numbers go up from left to right, and letters A through G start from the top going down towards the bottom. It will help if players sit opposite each other, with the board between them. Now choose any scenario from those given in the box. We will start with the learning scenario in this video, and set up from left to right. We will also be using the upgraded components. The start location will be here on D1, with your ship on top of it, an island on D3, a kraken on A4, G6, and D7, and then more islands on A8, A10, G8, and G10. And finally, place the end goal on the spaces C10, E10, and D11. And for this board, you will place 2 storm clouds off the grid in the 5th column. Now that the map is set up, let's move on to the rest of the setup. On one end of the board, place the round kraken board, and place the tri-tentacle kraken farthest from the dead location, and place the kraken card below the board where it says kraken deck. On the other side of the board, place the round tracker with the round marker on 1 and trick markers on 0 on each trick track. Try to have the trick tracks on the same side as the players. Each player will then grab a pirate of their choice with a special ability and place it between the map and the round tracker, facing the player who selected it. Now take the playing cards and remove the 1s and 2s. There should be 6 cards shuffled together and place them face up on the kraken card below the kraken board. Then shuffle the remaining cards together and deal 9 cards to each player. Before picking up the cards, and between each round, players are allowed to communicate as much as they'd like. But as soon as the cards are picked up, they can no longer communicate with each other. To start the game, each player will choose a card to exchange with the other player. Both players must choose a card before looking at the card you are about to receive. Then, starting with the lead player, which is identified by the round marker matching the side of the player board the player is on, they will play a card from their hand face up, and the other player will match suit if they can, which means they'll play the same color if possible. You will then compare the cards. When comparing the cards, the 2 main things you will look at are the number on the card and the symbols. The higher number will win the trick so long as the cards are the same color, and if they are different colors, the lead player will always win. Once a player has won a trick, you will move the trick counter on that player's side up 1. Now for the symbols. Depending on the symbols played by both players, you may or may not perform an action. If players both play a ship wheel, the ship will move forward a single space towards the player who won the trick. However, if moving towards an island or off the board, the ship does not move. If you move into a kraken space, you will take a damage from the kraken. This is done by taking the top card of the kraken deck and placing it in the discard pile here. Another combination of symbols are the combination of ship wheels and kraken tentacles. This combination will let you move the ship forward towards the side of the player who won the trick. However, depending upon the number of tentacles, you will take damage by removing that same number of cards from the kraken deck and placing them in the discard pile. If at any time the kraken card is drawn, you will move the tri-tentacle marker 1 step closer to dead, and if the kraken card is the only card in the kraken deck, the game is over and you have lost. You can refill the kraken deck by playing the combination of tentacle card and cannon. Instead of discarding the cards, you will discard the cannon card and place the tentacle card at the bottom of the Kraken deck. There are two special combinations. One that is hard to do since there is only one of each color, and that is a pair of mermaid tails. Unfortunately, the only time the player that follows can play a mermaid card is if they have no cards that matches the color of the lead player has played. The follow suit rule is not negotiable. You must always follow suit if you can. But if you are able to play this trick, you can move your ship straight forward to the next spot. The other special combination is a pair of cannons. This combo prompts the cannon action that lets you reveal a card from the main deck and perform an action based on the symbol drawn. A ship wheel lets you move the ship forward towards the player that won the trick. A Kraken tentacle has you put that card at the bottom of the Kraken deck. A mermaid tail will let you move in a straight line, one space, and a cannon gives you another chance at this action by flipping over another card. Any other combination provides no action, but the trick will still be counted, so the winner of the trick will move their marker up one. One thing we did not mention yet are the pirate abilities. These are available to use anytime when they come up. For example, this pirate lets you draw two cards and pick one to play instead of just drawing one card when playing the cannon combo. These are the actions you can perform while playing each round. A round ends once a player has won their fourth trick. You will then move the Kraken marker one step closer to death and discard that number of cards from the Kraken deck. Move the round marker up one and reset trick cubes back to 0. Then both players will discard their hands as well as the leftover cards from the main deck and shuffle them all together. Deal 9 cards to each player, and the side of the board the round marker is on is the new lead player. Both players will each trade a single card with one another and begin the next round. Players will win if they can get the ship to the end token, but there are multiple ways to lose the game. The first is if you do not make it to the end goal by the end of the 5th round, you will lose the scenario. Another way to lose in this specific scenario is you must pass the storm clouds by the end of the 2nd round. In other scenarios, you must pass the first set of clouds by the end of the 2nd round. However, there will be a second set of clouds you must pass by the end of the 4th round. And finally, like we stated before, you can lose if the Kraken deck is ever completely empty or if the Tri-Kraken marker reaches dead. Luckily, if you ever win and lose the scenario in the same turn, the win takes priority, so you can still call it a victory. And that is how you play Sail. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and ring the bell to get notified about new videos. If you're bored now, click this for more games.